Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to address the stock market. So today, there was a ferocious collapse after the inflation report was put out. Apparently, it was very terrible. The market didn't really like it. So we're going to address what to expect tomorrow and within the next few days. I'm also going to be sharing with y'all one stock that y'all should be keeping in your watch list for tomorrow. Alright, y'all. Before we begin, again, do not forget to demolish the like button on your way in, and also don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel. So let's get right into it. Right off the bat, if in the last video, I gave y'all specific instructions when we were over here at around 4,000. I told y'all to watch the market for a move all the way up to around 407, and it pushed a little bit more until it hit this previous neckline right here. All right, when it hit that, along with the Nasdaq and along with the Dow Jones, everything was going well until the inflation report came out, and apparently it was much worse than what was. Well, it wasn't. It was only 0.2% worse than what was expected, but the market didn't like that, and turbulence hit the market, and it's not very surprising when there is these events. You don't want to be going too heavy either to the long side or to the short side. I didn't know that this drop was going to be that ferocious. I knew there was going to be some turbulence, but I didn't think it would be that bad. The 5% drop in one day is pretty insane. All right, but as for tomorrow, what to expect? Let's look at the daily. All right. So the first thing that we can kind of I don't want to say rule out, but I'm definitely ruling it out now. Is the potential for the market to get to these highs right here? I don't think that's gonna happen. No, I really don't think so. And even if we see something similar to that side, where we see any type of like bottom here to around like to around 386. I don't think we magically make a move back up to 4,200. I think this is one of these scenarios where the right shoulder is going to get a little too wide, and the market structure is just not going to be that great for longs, which means that ultimately everything is going to collapse even lower. That's what I'm thinking as of right now, especially after the inflation, the reaction to the inflation report that took place. All right. And also, what I've talked about it with the VIX might actually happen. So if you check out the VIX, right, for those of y'all who watched the previous videos, I drew that line up here, and I told y'all at some point we're gonna hit it. At some point we're gonna get to 30 to 31. All right, and it looks like we might get there sooner rather than later. So be ready for it. Again, be very sharp. Manage your risk. And right now things are leaning more towards the bearish side. So just be on the lookout for a continuation down. Now, after a massive move like today, tomorrow might be a doji, which can be irritating, right? Like, because it's, because tomorrow is Wednesday, and it can be irritating if the market doesn't move while the contracts are looking really good. Like, the contracts are at a good price. It's Wednesday, a great day to be day trading, right? But it's not going to do that much. The lowest I can see this thing going is like 39.10, like the low that I can see tomorrow, and then they can close up as a doji. All right, and then Thursday and Friday, we may see that volatility, that velocity increase, and we can see more sell off to the downside. So, but for tomorrow, it's not going to be that massive. Just a move down to 31.10, and then it's just gonna chop in the middle of the day. That is what I personally expect. All right. So now, one stock that y'all should be keeping in your watch list for tomorrow is a stock that I'm currently shorting, and I'm shorting it for this very simple reason. It's UNH. Number one, we look at the Well, it's a great stock for long-term investors, right? Every time it gets to these lows, buyers step in heavy and buy it up. All right, so it's only a matter of time before we get there again, right? And the 200 SMA is right at $500, which is in line with that gap right here that still needs to be filled, the gap that was made from earnings report right here, right? And also, we're gonna zoom in. The reason why I bought puts on there is because of this right over here. All right, it's because of this. It was forming a descending triangle midday, very very clean. This is textbook, and it broke down right at 517. Right. So if we look at this one and we zoom in right here, it breaks down right over here, 517. And I think that this one is going to continue lower. That gap is gonna get filled tomorrow. Yeah, it should get filled tomorrow before we see some type of bounce. So we'll expect this thing. It opens up at any points between like 512 and 510, and then it starts selling off immediately within the next within the first hour, within the 30 minutes or an hour. All right, before it starts to bounce again like this, and then it closes as a doji right at 510, right? And that would kind of be in line with the indices as a whole, right? That would cause the opening price, which is right here, along with the closing price, which is right here, to be the same. And then there'll be a wick, a small wick at the top, and then a longish wick at the bottom, which would be the opportunity for shorts to take their money off the table, right? But there's 2 day trading opportunities. The first one is here to the downside, and then the next one is obviously the rebound before we chop. I do think that there will be a rebound tomorrow because of what happened today. So watch out for that. All right, definitely watch out for that move tomorrow. Now let's do an update. For those of y'all, again, if you watched the last video, it was very, very accurate. I told y'all, I explained what would happen with Amazon. So we're gonna look at it. With Amazon, there it is. I gave y'all the playbook. It was very, very simple. And it was only a matter of time before the collapse would happen. All right. It was either going to happen at 1:30. It didn't happen, right? It took a sweet time until the CPI data was announced, which was the turbulence that the stock really needed to follow this drop right here. All right. I thought it would be maybe a little bit further along, but I guess it's on time because the reaction to the numbers were terrible. So that gap at the bottom at 122 is probably gonna get filled by the end of this week. If it doesn't get filled tomorrow on Thursday, because well, tomorrow's Wednesday. If it doesn't get filled on Wednesday because of the doge that I think might happen, then Thursday might be the day that it actually drops to 122. It's one of these 2 days. One of these 2 days. So just watch out for that. All right, now the next stock that I want to do an update on, and congrats to anybody who made some money on that one. That one went insane. That stock is NIO. Again, I'm gonna pin the video. That way, if you didn't watch it, go ahead and watch it and skip to like I think minute 7 of that video. I talked about NIO, about why this one looked really really good to the upside. The reaction to earnings, right? The setup itself, the volume, everything looked good, and it went to the minimum of $20 from 17.50. So congrats to anybody who was able to capture some or the bulk of that move. All right, so that's the recap on that's the update on that one. Where's this gonna go? I think it's going to pull back to like $20. That's what I think. So if you're still in this thing, don't be overly greedy. Today it didn't quite follow the market, but tomorrow it may want to catch up and it may want to sell off. Just saying. All right, so that's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks in the overall market, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, it helps the channel a lot. It allows more people to get this knowledge as well. Also, if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. If you haven't added me on social media yet, you can find me at NGumah and the PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if all of this is brand new to you, if you're interested in getting started in a stock market, there are some basic step-by-step directions in the description of the video below, step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 15 minutes or less for you to get signed up with all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get some free stocks after signing up with Webull using the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is NGumah with PATTERNOLOGY LAB, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video.